We're just going to look very quickly at creating text in InDesign. I'm going to strip this down so that it's not a long video, because there is a lot to dealing with text if you want to really get into the advanced stuff. But let's just look at the very basics. So to create text, there's two main ways. One is to create your box and type, and the other is to import your text. Quite often you'll be supplied with text in the form of a Word document that you can either copy and paste from, or you can actually import. So what if you just want to type? So type tool, and you just drag out a frame and you literally start typing. If you don't actually have the text yet, but you want to lay out the document, you might want to use placeholder text. So you can right click and say fill with placeholder text. You could also go to type, fill with placeholder text. And placeholder text is just lorem ipsum gibberish. That's a temporary placeholder for the actual text. And that's creating text from scratch. Now, obviously, if you have text that's not going to be in a rectangular shape, you can create that shape using any of your shape or drawing tools. So like, for example, an ellipse. And then you can take your type tool and you can click on that ellipse and you can type inside it. So any shape can be a text frame as well. If you have text that is overset, so I'm going to just create a text frame here, and I'm going to fill it with placeholder text. And I'm then going to take my selection tool and I'm going to make this box shorter. So this is a fairly common scenario, as you've got a lot of text and not enough space to put it in. And so this red plus sign here is your way of seeing that there's not enough text in this box. So there's many ways you can handle this. Of course, you could cut down the amount of text, you could change the font size, the leading, but what if you just want the text to flow into another frame, maybe on another page or in another column, so that the story continues there? Well, then with your selection tool, you click on that little red box, and then you can draw out a new text frame somewhere else, and the text will flow from this frame into this frame. And if you want to see that flow, go to View, Extras, Show Text Threads, and you can see that it's threading from this out port to this in port. And if this one didn't hold all the text as well, I can keep going. So if I do that, now you can see that it's threaded from here to here to here. If I delete the middle one, it's going to update and just continue threading to there. If I delete the last one, it's going to reload all of that text as overset text into the first text frame. Okay, so that's fairly straightforward. If we want to bring text in from another document, so I have a Word document that you can download. So this file, if you want to follow along, is called Creating and Importing Text. You can download it from the link in the description. This file is called Sample Text. So if I just select all this text and I go to InDesign and I create a text frame and I paste it in there, it's fine. It will paste it in there, and it looks okay, but it's not formatted the same as it is in the Word document, which might be a good thing, might not be. It depends on what you want to do. So copying and pasting is fine. In general, though, it's probably better to import because you have more control. So if I just delete that, and instead of creating a text frame, I'm going to just press Control or Command D to place, and I'm going to go and find that sample text document, and I'm going to make sure that I put on Show Import Options. And here is where there's a lot of stuff here. I'm only going to cover one thing here, which is preserve styles and formatting from text and tables. Make sure that's chosen and then OK. It's picked up that there's missing fonts here, so I'm going to deal with that in a moment. So I'm just going to say skip for the time being. And then I can drag out a text frame, and it brings in that text formatted from the Word document. Now you can see the text that's highlighted in this sort of pink highlight is the missing fonts, and also it hasn't really brought in proper bullets here. So let's fix that, just to show you how you would fix that. So if I take the bullets here and I go up here to my control panel, you can see there's my bullets. I'm going to hold down Option or Alt and click on that bullet button to bring up the options here. And I'm just going to choose this for first bullet character, which looks better. Okay, and then for the missing text, I'm just going to go Type, find Replace Font, and I'm going to choose, you can see it's showing me which one is missing. I'm going to choose it and say Find First, and I'm going to change it to Arial Bold and say Change, and then Find and Change. Okay, now there's no missing fonts and everything looks okay. All right, so that's bringing in, importing and placing. But what if I wanted to import and get it to go into these columns? So maybe I don't want 4 columns. Let's just change the column situation here. So layout, margins, and columns. Let's set it to 2. Okay, and then I'm going to Control or Command D, choose that sample text. I'll turn off Show Import Options and just say Open and skip. And now I can drag out a text frame and then click on the Overset Text button and drag out another text frame. Let's do that again. Okay, now if I wanted a quicker way of doing that, I'm going to undo, and once I undo to there, my cursor is loaded again, and instead of clicking and dragging and threading my text, I'm just going to hold down Shift and click on this column, and it actually does it automatically for me. Now, one final thing here is this little button at the bottom, which is new in InDesign, called Auto Style Text. It's based on sort of generative AI. To be honest with you, I haven't explored it, but if I click on it, you'll see it connects to the cloud, and it will present me with some formatting options. So I guess that this is something that you'll be able to quickly format documents with. I don't like the way that's been formatted. I would rather have control myself over formatting my own documents. And you should be looking at having absolute control yourself as well. But I guess you can create style packs and stuff like that. So as I say, I haven't explored it yet, but it might be an interesting option. All right, so that's just it. That's basically how you create text or import text in InDesign.